Hey guys, it's Dick here again from All Dicked Up, and today I'm going to be talking to you about problems with LS tractors. And I want to just say, first off, if you guys can do me a huge favor, go down, throw a like, throw a comment down below, tell me what you love, hate, or disagree with, or agree with this. Maybe tell me your story. And if you can, please throw me a subscribe. Small channel, trying to get this monetized. Really help me out. I hope this video is some value to you. I think it's going to be a big help to you guys shopping out there for tractors. But let's get right into it. What is the big problem with these LS tractors? Short and sweet, it's dealer support. And what I want to do is give you guys a quick example of different things, and I'll go into what happened, why it makes me think that. When I first bought this tractor, I went around to every dealer. New Holland, John Deere, Kubota, Massey Ferguson, Bobcat. I even looked at Bobcat subcompacts. I went YTM. I just went through all of them. I can't remember exactly the letters there. But yeah, I went through, I think we spent one morning and I went to 8 tractor dealers. And overall, this is what? $6,000 cheaper than New Holland, $7,000 cheaper than the Kubota, and $8,000 cheaper than Kubota, and $9,000 cheaper than John Deere. Whew, that was a mouthful. So it's much cheaper. I mean, $6,000 from the New Holland for some buttons and some nice finishing. Granted, this is painted much thinner than the New Holland. It's finished much, I guess, I want to say less nice, but it's finished. It's not finished. It's less nice. This is still a nice tractor. It's just finished less nice. The buttons and stuff, like the hood pop button says push on the New Holland, where this one's just blank. There's like little stuff like that, like the Joy-Con doesn't have like a good label on it. There's stuff like that. The fit and finish, I guess you would say. That's really the issue with this compared to the New Holland. This is essentially the same tractor as the New Holland. And I bought this with hooks and D-rings and the backhoe and filled tires, and this exact setup would have been like almost $7 grand with all the accessories, probably $8 grand more with everything I got. So I ended up getting the tractor. The base tractor was $7,000 cheaper, or $6,000 cheaper, and I got over $1,000 in accessories. So I thought it was a good deal. And for me being a mechanic, looking at the dealers when I first went off, the New Holland dealer, it was really respectable. They had a few different tractor brands. They kind of just only sold tractors and equipment. And that's kind of where you want to buy stuff from, so they have the mechanical know-how. Instead, me being a mechanic, I went down the road 15 minutes to the LS dealer, where they sell trailers, like equipment trailers and stuff like that. And they sell like dump bodies for trucks. And I instead went down to them, knowing they didn't really have a good service work area. Their bay was really disorganized. Their tools and parts were laying apart. I saw a few tractors ripped apart, and it kind of concerned me when I bought my tractor, but I said, when I bought the tractor, I said, hey, if I buy this tractor, will you support it if I do all the labor? Because I saw how they were disorganized, and me being a mechanic, I know they'll lose stuff or probably not put it back properly or not pay attention to torque specs. I didn't see a torque wrench, and I saw a guy building an engine or ripping apart an engine. So that scared me day one. But I said, you know what, I'll work on my own stuff. It'll be pretty straightforward. Well, it did have a couple of issues. When I first brought my tractor to me, there was missing bushings in the back of the backhoe. He sent those out to me, it was fine, I had to install them. Then the spring for the pedal went, replaced that. Then the shock, about 50 hours, now we're at about 100 hours. This was all the first 20 hours. Then about 100 hours, so 80 hours later, the pedal started getting squishy. And then so I replaced the shock, because that shock was bad, little actuator shock. Fixed it for a couple weeks, and then the hole started getting reamed out, so the pedal was just really floppy, it was moving slow. So I had to replace the pedal mechanism. So I sent him some pictures back and forth. He ordered all the parts. It took him about a week and a half to order, which is kind of long. He gives me a call, say, hey, the parts are in. You can come down and pick them up. And I said, it was my busy season. I said, is there any way you guys can squeeze it in and bang it out for me? I just don't have the time. I said, it's a really easy repair. Should take you guys no time. And granted, it was only a couple bolts holding the whole mechanism on. It's 3 bolts, and you can let it down. You have to move the shaft out of the way. Well, he said, yeah, no problem. So I dropped it off on a Sunday night, and then he gave me a call Friday saying it was done Wednesday, and it wasn't done when I found out later. So when I got it home on Friday, I got on the tractor. It felt great. Told them, wow, I'm really impressed. It works great. Really happy. Cool. I loaded up on the trailer, unloaded it here, drove it like 10 feet. Then I had to use it a few days later. And I backed it out and went to go forward. I heard bang, 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 bang. So I immediately jump off, look underneath, and there's bolts missing everywhere. The bolts holding up the shaft are gone. There's stuff missing. The shaft is breaking apart. So it looks like when he pulled down that shaft to access the pedal mounts, which you need to do, he didn't put all the bolts back. He got the pedal to work right and just kind of forgot. So the bearing was damaged, the shaft was damaged, and it could have damaged my front end, but it luckily didn't pull it that far yet. So I give Ed a call, tell him what happened, and hey, it looks like a few bolts are missing out of the tractor, and you guys put it back together. And he said, oh, okay, no problem. I just hired a new guy. Didn't check it over before he got out. He said it was all good. I figured it was. Sorry, I didn't check it out. I said, he said, let me go and see what I have in stock around, and I'll get back to you. I said, okay. So I hung up, feeling good. I'm like, yeah, well, it's going to handle it. Shit happens, whatever. 20 minutes later, he calls me back, totally different tone, says, it's probably from you not tightening it during a 50-hour service, and this and that, and it's your fault, and you shouldn't have done this. And I said, Ed, like, relax. I didn't do this. I haven't even driven the tractor 10 feet since you guys got it back. You got to remember, I took pictures before, remember? Even the pictures I sent you showed it in there, and they're nice and tight in there. He says, yeah, well, I couldn't really tell it was tight, so I sent him a 9-minute video, or tried to send him a 9-minute video. He didn't want it. I said, I can take screenshots and show you where they're all tight and good in there. You can count the threads and see that they're tight. Oh, no, we don't need that. I believe my guy. And so he's calling me a liar. And I said, listen, Ed, why would I lie to you? I've helped you sell tractors. We've been in a relationship now, like, we're in business for over a year. I've been selling your tractors, helping you out, and you've been decent for it, and you haven't given me any kind of deal support. I've been doing this all for free. I'm like, why would I lie to you? And he just doubled down and said, well, my guy said this, I can give you a tractor without a backhoe, and it'll be a couple weeks. And I said, Ed, that's kind of unacceptable. You guys forgot bolts. They're just bolts, you know? And he kept going back and forth. I said, what is the point of this conversation? Are you going to fix the tractor or not? And he was basically trying to get out of fixing the tractor, trying to blame it on me for me to incur the cost. And I said, no, you need to get in your truck, come up here and make an effort. And he refused to do so. So I was like, whatever. I hung up the phone. And I sat there for 10 minutes. I'm like, I've helped this guy sell so many tractors, and he's had people call me as references, and now I feel burned because he's just treating me like a complete ass. So I called back, and Bruce answered and said, hey, has Ed been in business long? Is this how you guys do business? And Bruce starts saying, well, you should have tightened up the bolts on your 50-hour service, like the same script they had reading off. And I'm like, okay. It's obviously, the bearings shouldn't come loose, but anyway, so I'm like, all right, well, it's just you guys want to do the 50-hour service, whatever. I said, and then he hands me back to Ed, and they keep going back and forth. I say, and I just let him keep drilling me, and I said, you know what? And I had to get super nasty with him. I said, listen, I have the video, I have pictures, I have it before and after. You guys knew I was going to make a video on the repair. Why would I lie? I said, if you guys think I'm lying so bad and you're not going to repair it, I'll just bring you to court. I'll sue you, not only for the tractor's depreciation loss, the time of rental. I had to get really nasty and just lay it all out in facts. Like, this is the facts. This is what's going to happen if we don't do this. I will have to sue you. You guys are breaking my tractor and leaving me high and dry. And then he said, okay. I said, for me not to do that, you need to come up tonight and make an attempt to fix the tractor. At least an attempt. And he said, okay. I said, at least bring the parts. So he comes up, doesn't have all the right parts, is out there for 2 hours to put 2 bolts in, and then put a piece of wire through, which I'll show you guys, to fix it. That fix wasn't very good. And yeah, so I call him, he texts me like, yeah, I didn't have the part, so that's going to get you by. It could not get me by. Couldn't even drive the tractor. So it was useless. And then he said, oh, I'll pay for the rental you need for this weekend, because I did need the backhoe. And he said, okay. So I went and got the rental, and then did the job, returned it. And then he came back the next week to fix the tractor. And that's when he was supposed to pay for the rental. Well, he dipped in and out so quick that he never paid the rental. So I'm like, all right. He kind of left me high and dry. All right. So that was that. So I'm like, okay, well, the tractor's fixed, and at least he now did it. So yeah, he'd come back the second time, put the shaft in, put a new bearing in, and then do it. But it was like absolutely pulling teeth. And I thought to myself for a while, I was like, do I tell everybody about this? Or is it just a bad day for him? So I tried reaching out to him, no response. Tried reaching out again, even to comment for this video, no response. He's just a taker. Some people are givers and some people are takers in life, and he's just a taker. He'll take, and never give. So that's the kind of guy he is, and what he says is not what he means. So just know he's not a man of his word. But yeah, that's you, Ed. Hope you're watching. But I'm an honorable guy. I stand by my word, and I just hated getting so nasty with him to own up and do his job. Like if I made a mistake, and I have, I just try to correct it as quick as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much the biggest issue with LS tractors is LS dealers, in my opinion. My experiences led that. It just seems like a lot of the dealers I look up kind of say the same things. Like if I tried to get this to a dealer somewhere else, dealers openly tell you, yeah, you didn't buy it from us, so we're not going to put it as priority. Like, that's how the dealers' attitudes are for LS. So you need to know that. If you're buying a tractor from your dealer, you best keep in a good relationship with them or you're going to be out the money. Now, I've tried reaching out to LS Corporate. I haven't given them a great time to respond, so hopefully they will respond to this. But it really does bug me that they're so dishonest in hurting this LS tractor. Like, I honestly considered after it was fixed, just selling the tractor to move to a brand that I could actually like get parts for and get this dealer support for. But I really love this tractor. The problem is dealer support. Like I wanted to get turf tires. I wanted to get fork attachments for this. And now I can't buy any of that stuff because I'm not going to go patronize his business and give him more money because he's dishonest. And that's just how I stand by things. If you're dishonest, I won't patronize your business. And how he treated me was crazy. And if I wasn't a mechanic and I didn't do YouTube and I didn't document that crazy, I'd be shit out of luck right now. You guys would just be a conspiracy theory and no one would believe me and I would just be out the money. But luckily for me, I record everything and I do the YouTube channel on the tractor and, you know, I fix things for a living. This is what I do for a living. I'm a mechanic for a living. That's what I do. So it just blows my mind that someone's that dishonest. And I thought about other people that might have this kind of issues or might have dealer support issues. And the more and more I hear from people, even from other people in New Hampshire, I've gotten, since I've owned this tractor, and that was, it's 2021 right now. I bought this in December 1st of 2019. It was delivered, and I started making videos about a month later. All those videos and stuff, people have been contacting me because Ed was using it as a reference. And people would contact me and say, hey, my tractor's broke. It's been out there for 4 weeks. They're not responding, not returning my calls. I say, hey, just be patient. I would try to work through with people. And they just, I realize now I'm enabling somebody. They were holding people's tractors for like months at a time, not fixing them, just not knowing how to fix them, not ordering parts. There can't be that much of a scarcity on every tractor on all these different parts. So either if there is that scarcity, they just don't have the parts, stay away from this brand. If it's just a dealer issue, which I'm hoping, then it's probably just going to find the right dealer. Unfortunately, there's only one dealer in my state. One dealer in Massachusetts, and it's owned by the same guy, Ed and Bruce. Maine is about 3 hours away, New York 6. So there's my options. Not very good. Even the dealer now, it's over an hour away. Kubota dealers, there's like 4 in between me and there. Actually, it's probably more. It's probably 8. But same with John Deere dealers. There's a few. There's a couple in the state. But I'm really disappointed because it's a great tractor. As you can tell, I keep looking at it. I love this tractor. But the dealer support, not having the parts, not having the experience, and just, they're all kind of hokey. Like I go into my LS dealer, they're a trailer dealer first. Their shop's really disorganized. They don't have trained people, or they just don't put the effort. I don't know if it's effort or training, maybe a little bit of both. And then just the dishonesty would make me stay away from the tractor place in New Hampshire at least. But yeah, that's pretty much the issues with LS brand. It's just the dealer support. I just wish I could add more to this. I hope this video helps you guys. Yeah, it's kind of like unfiltered. It's not that glamorous of a video. And the tractor's been great. I love this tractor. It operates really easy. My wife has learned how to run it. I teach a lot of people that don't know how to run tractors how to run this one. That's why I didn't get a shovel shift or anything like that. I really wanted the hydrostat because it was small, it was easy to run, so I can have helpers and laborers and people that don't really know how to run equipment run this. My wife's never ran a tractor, a lawnmower, anything. She jumps on and she does, when I rake in my yard, she's the one that's running this, which blows my mind. It's awesome. It's easy to run. It's a great tractor. Just know that if it breaks and your dealer's not handy and you're not handy, you might struggle getting parts and you might struggle getting it fixed. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead, comment, tell me what you think of this video, like down below, and please subscribe. I really can use it. Thank you so much for watching.
Subscribe.